Hey guys, welcome. We're gonna let the video just run for a few moments. Hopefully some people will join us. If not, we'll go ahead and get started. My name is Alex. I'm joined here by Stacy, and we're super excited to show you the shop and just talk about our relationship as a business, business owners, about future opportunities coming up, more Facebook Live events. Hello, Ronnie. How are you, darling? We're going to try and monitor the chat, so feel free to type if you want to.
There's a little bit of a delay between the live and what's showing on Facebook, so if we don't respond right away, that might be why.
Awesome. All right, well, I say we go ahead and get started. Yeah? All right. So back to the basics. Awesome. Hi. My name is Alex Graham. I am part of Thyme Hydroponics. I'm originally from Leesburg, Florida, which is about an hour south of Gainesville. From a very, very, very young age. I have no idea why. I always wanted to live in Gainesville. I always loved the Gators. I always wanted to go to UF. No clue why. So when I was old enough to, I went ahead and jumped at the chance to go to the University of Florida. I moved here at the fresh age of 18 with a mattress and a table. So we've come a long way. Hi guys. At this point, I've been in Gainesville for about 12 years. I call this my home. I love Gainesville. I've known Stacy, what'd you say, for about 4 or 5 years now? We've been playing pool
Almost
together?
6, I think.
So I play pool. It's a big part of my life. Stacy as well, and that's how we met, through mutual friends, playing pool here in Gainesville on a few APA teams about 5 or 6 years ago. So Stacy, a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am originally from Ocala, and I have been in Gainesville for almost 20 years. I have been married for almost 18 years, and about 7 years ago, I met a whole new group of friends, and Alex shortly to follow from that, when I started playing pool. Regarding my work history, which is not all that thrilling, I've had 28 jobs since I was 16 years old, and that has made me a very well-rounded person. I have always, during all of that time, wanted to work for myself, and I have always been an artist, so you'll see a lot of art, like what's on the board behind us, that is from me and my business, I guess you would say, my other business. I still do graphic design and illustration freelance on the side, and have made my living doing that for the past 10 years until this shop started. So I'm very excited to be involved here.
Awesome. Before I came to Thyme, I was a waitress, a server all throughout college and high school. I loved the hustle of it. I loved the aspect of the better you were, the better off you would be, the faster that you were. So that kind of was the driving force behind when I switched and I got out of college. I moved into a sales position. So that's what I currently do on top of Thyme. So we both have our other jobs. So we're working this in as second jobs, and we're doing it together as a team. So do you want to go ahead and show them the shop?
Sure.
All right.
Just a note, because we're both working other jobs, if you come here expecting to find one of us, you should check in when we're going to be here first, because we both alternate about 20 hours a week here. So
you'll probably find the other one just because that's how life works. So,
exactly.
But even if you come to see Stacy, I would still love to see you, and I'm sure it's the same, the other way around. So don't be shy.
Always. And if you see me looking off camera and doing other things on the side, I'm monitoring comments. So feel free to post questions if you have any for us while we're doing the tour, or anything that we're talking about regarding ourselves, or anything you see along the way. All right, don't mind the awkwardness as I pull the camera down. All right.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just show you a little bit about the shop. We'll move into some more Facebook Lives week after week. We'll do different things like lights and nutrients and different types of system setups So today we're not going to focus so much on those kind of things as more as just kind of show you around. Like this is just, to explore. So I actually, before we move on, I do want to show you, right before we started, we discovered that we have 4 mini tomatoes, and they are so tiny and cute. I am so excited for them to get bigger.
Babies. You can see how they compare to my fingernail. They are just so tiny and adorable.
So I did want to show you those. And Stacy had mentioned the artwork. She's definitely the creative driver behind Grow Time. So some of the systems on the chalkboard, we'll definitely talk about those more when we get into the systems live. But check out our merch, our t-shirts. We love puns, so you'll find puns all over the shop. It's something that we really bonded over. It's something that we both love. We wanted to bring, a lightheartedness to this. Sometimes it can be really intimidating to start a new hobby or something that may seem, difficult just because you don't know about it. So we wanted to kind of introduce people a little more nicely, and that's where we got the idea for all of the puns. So follow me, we'll take a look real quick at just some of the systems we have up. These are some strawberries in a tower that we built. That one was just completed maybe like 4 days ago. This was our original tower. We'll talk more about that in the future. Quick pan over to the tent with our pepper plants. We've got one very old, very strong pepper plant and one very sad, newly transplanted pepper plant. We're giving him lots of love. We'll hope he comes back.
Pepper plants tend to go through shock when they get transplanted to bigger tubs, and they don't like the change.
This wall right here is just a lot of our miscellaneous items, small little things that will go along with your lights, your scissors, fans, pumps, things like that, but also more of like the gifty items. So these kits are great for, kids and gifts to family members and things like that. They're very easy. Mushroom kits, microgreen kits, the smart garden, which we showed you over there with the tiny tomatoes, and one of our personal favorites, the grow frame. So this is a decorative frame that goes on your wall. You can put your plants inside of it. It keeps it all, nice and toasty and growing in there. So that's pretty cute. So follow on through. We'll go ahead and make our way to the other side of the store.
Microgreen seeds.
More artwork. Another pun. You guessed it.
And this wall is all song titles with the word beat replaced by the little icon of a beat.
Something that we both really wanted to do from the start was have a bookshelf. When we were learning a lot about this, we did a lot of reading, a lot of video watching, a lot of talking to experienced gardeners and things like that. And we kind of went through different books that were not good at all. And we found books that were really great, and we wanted to share those with everyone. So that's what we've done with this bookshelf.
We've got books on mushrooms, aquaponics, sprouts, shoots, and microgreens. And this is one of our best sellers, DIY hydroponic garden.
Alright, so coming on through, we have our grow medium wall. So this is what you would need to actually start your seeds, keep them contained. Hydroponics is, growing with water, growing without dirt. So what are we putting in place of the dirt? Things like cocoa, things like peat moss plugs, rock wool, hydrogen, which is often referred to as leca. A lot of our lights are over here, but this is a lot of the grow medium area.
Another mural.
Alright, and quick flash at some of the systems. Again, we're not going to go into any detail on these just yet, but just a few to show you that we are actively using the products. We're constantly learning, constantly getting better.
We love to show these off to customers and explain how each of them works and the different pros and cons, and we can't wait to tell you guys more about that in, I think it's next Tuesday's video.
Yep, types of systems is next Tuesday.
This is catnip, by the way. It grows really fast, and your cats will love you for fresh catnip.
Yes, they will. Over here we've got some dill, some thyme. We've got some purple bok choy, which is so beautiful. I picked that seed specifically because it is so pretty. Something that's actually a local favorite here is the herb drying rack. So this is actually a little bit bigger. We needed it smaller, so we kind of sectioned it off. But as you can see, we've got tons of thyme and basil and dill, everything drying in there, so that way it can be, packaged up for later.
Kimberly says, "Hi, Alex and Stacy."
Hi, that's my mommy. Hey,
Nope,
mommy.
not that one.
Oh, other
From
Kimberly.
Pole.
Hello. This is like my favorite place in this whole building is the germination station, as I call it. This is where all the plants get started. This is where we make sure they're really strong and healthy and ready for either our systems or our customer systems. We wanted to make it as easy as possible on people to learn a new hobby, and to do that, sometimes the seed starting is the hardest part. It took me a lot longer than I would like to admit to actually master that aspect of this. It's probably the hardest part in my opinion. So we have kind of taken that work out of it for everyone, and like I said, we constantly want to make sure our plants are looking good too.
Yep, so if you have any interest in buying some sprouted seeds to put right in your system, or in systems you already have, if you want to skip that germinating stage that can take so long, it feels like, you know where to find us, and they are well worth it since you don't have to have all the extra equipment for it.
Alright, so one of our other Facebook Lives will be on like nutrient solutions. So this wall right here is our complete kits. So like our bucket kits, all the nutrient solutions, things like that.
These are awesome little kits. They already have a pump included, air stone, hose. They come with the lid. This one also comes with the expanded clay pebbles. This one's great for putting outdoors since it has a reflective lid, so it'll keep your water just a little bit cooler.
And we mentioned some of the nutrient solutions. We even have ones that are like complete kits, where every single thing that you would ever need is already in there. All your instructions are in there. It tells you exactly how much to measure of each one for every stage of the plant's life. So we make it, again, as easy as possible on you with the nutrients and the starting of the seeds and everything like that. Want to make our way back up front?
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right. You know what, before we go, here's another one. I really love this kit of nutrient solutions. It's basically tinier bottles of everything you see on the shelf. Just meant to introduce you to it and kind of get a strong grasp of what it is that you're doing.
It has instructions on the box also for how much to use in which situations. And we also have feed charts for some of the other nutrients that we carry. We'll tell you more about that when we talk about nutrients.
All right, so one of the things that we were really excited about, and from the inception of this business idea, was Operation Hydra. So again, it's really intimidating for somebody to get into this when it's brand new. This is the farming of the future. In a lot of urban areas, kids specifically and families don't have access to things like this. And we want to work with the community to show them just how easy and affordable and sustainable it can be. I, at one point, could just see myself riding around in a bus around town, just teaching all the kids about hydroponics and, growing their own food and just being self-sustainable. And I think a lot of that was highlighted, last year with the pandemic and the break in the food chain, and seeing maybe the grocery stores don't have everything that we need. Maybe we need to take, matters into our own hands, and that's kind of how this was all sprouted too.
Back during, I believe it was World War I and World War II, people were very commonly creating victory gardens. And that was something that we were considering a lot when we started this business, how popular victory gardens were and how useful they would be right now with COVID and all of the other things that we're trying to avoid getting sick from or being around when we go out in public. And just the ease now that we have of growing our own plants with hydroponics versus tilling the soil and doing all of that old school.
And so hydroponics, not only is it going to give you bigger, fuller, lusher plants, but you can do things like tell your plants when to start producing flowers, which will ultimately give you fruit. You know, so you can kind of push the limits of science. It's like a giant science experiment with every plant. So that's what gets me excited about hydroponics.
For me, coming in the shop every day and discovering little things like the teeny tiny baby tomatoes, or just how fast the plants on the tower, for example, grow, it's just amazing. I love it. I love seeing the speed of it all, I guess. And everything seems to just produce what's the word?
A plethora?
Prolifically. There we go. That's the word.
Yeah, I mean, the proof is even in that old pepper plant up front. Like, we thought when it moved here, it was in super shock. It was like the other one. And now there's, 20 peppers on it, which is insane. I definitely thought it wasn't going to make it.
Yeah. They're pretty big, too. 3 to 4 inches long, each of them. Yeah. And those will turn beautiful red real soon, too.
And my nephew actually picked this, entirely clean when we had opening day. He was here for, friends and family, and he loves peppers. And he's like, can I eat them? I was like, yeah, I don't think it's going to make it, clean it out. He took everything off of it. So these have all been in the past month. They've grown.
Awesome. Well, Alex, do you think there's anything else you need to say or we should talk about?
Were there any comments or anything that you saw?
My mom says hi, and we're doing a great job.
Awesome.
Hi, Mom. And that looks like it, other than there's a hi from Jamie Patterson.
Yeah.
And a number of people have joined us along the way. So thank you, everybody, for taking time this evening.
So this is just an introduction. This is just talking about ourselves. But in the future, we're going to give you real educational pieces. If you're interested in learning to grow hydroponically, common deficiencies in your plants, how to start your seeds, what kind of lights do you need, what are the light cycles that you need, all that cool stuff we're going to tackle week after week. Hopefully you can join us live. If you can't, we will be recording them. We will have them available so you can share with your friends. And, we look forward to, talking with each and every one of you.
Linda Graham says hi, and she needs a grow light.
Yeah, tell her come on in.
Come on in. Yeah. And your mother says, I love you.
I love you too.
Jamie says, thank you for the tour. So proud of you.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you, everybody. I hope you have a good night, and check in on our Facebook page regularly for updates on the next 2 months worth of videos and all of the other stuff we've got going on and coming up soon.